What's up guys, this is Nature Time, my name is Charlie, and today we're going to talk about Dermestid beetles. But not just any group of beetles, we're going to talk about a group of hardworking beetles that is actually employed by the University of Michigan Museum of Zoology.
Wait, so they work for the museum? What are you talking about?
Okay, so if a researcher finds a specimen and they want to find more about that specimen's skeleton, then they schedule an appointment with the dermestids at the museum. There, the beetles clean and prep the specimen so it's easier to study.
But how do they do that? They're just tiny little beetles.
Well, to figure that one out, I guess we gotta go to the Museum of Zoology for a Nature Time field trip.
Dinner's ready.
Sorry guys, just before we get started, I gotta give you a heads up. This video is pretty gross. It includes a couple shots of dead animals, large beetles, and part of a hippopotamus. But, that being said, it's still really cool and insanely interesting, so let's check it out.
Ready? Yeah. Hi, my name is Dr. Cody Thompson. I'm the Mammal Collections Manager and Assistant Research Scientist at the Museum of Zoology. I'm kind of the person in charge of maintaining and managing the Dermestid beetle colony.
My name is Dwight Seahorn. I'm an undergraduate student at the University of Michigan, and I work at the Museum of Zoology.
So the colony, it's one of those things that it's not what a normal person does. It maintains a colony of flesh-eating beetles. So if you think about the movie The Mummy, where the gentleman gets eaten by the beetles, that's kind of what it is in a little bit of a nutshell, just at a much smaller scale. So the beetle colony consists of a species of Dermestid beetle. This is the Dermestid maculatus, which is a local species. The colony itself consists of a variety of different levels and different stages of the beetle. So we have all the way from the small larvae all the way to adults. And you can see here, and this one actually has quite a bit of flesh on it, but the beetles are going to work. We have adults, a variety of size larvae, and it basically allows the beetles to get in all the different crevices of the specimen based on the different sizes of the beetle that exist. Here's a Peromyscus, a deer mouse, and that's actually some of the brain matter making their way through those carcasses and really kind of cleaning them up. So when we receive a specimen, we basically do a number of things to it. We go through and we actually prep the specimen, so that involves skinning the animal, stuffing the skin, and putting the dried skin in the collection. Typically the specimens are frozen for around 72 hours to make sure there's no mites or other things that may bother the colony. So once the specimens actually go into the colony, the beetles basically go right to work. They're typically drawn to the specimen due to the moisture content that the specimens have. Pretty much the entire specimen is completely covered at one point in time. Once the specimen comes out of the colony, typically a student, in this case Dwight, will take the specimen. He'll go through in the cleaning process, which involves brushing, getting off all the kind of the nitty-gritty particulate matter that may still exist on the specimen. If the specimen needs to be returned to the colony in case there was some flesh, we can do that by re-soaking it in water and getting the specimens to attract to it. From there, the specimen is cleaned up in soapy water, which really kind of gets rid of all the fine little particles that still exist from the beetles. From that point on, the specimens will come down to the collections themselves.
I'm ready.
Specimen is fully available for researchers on the Michigan campus as well as elsewhere to utilize. So after the specimens are fully cleaned off and database and catalog, they come into a variety of rooms within the collection. This is one of the mammal skeleton rooms. Chelsea, who's one of the undergraduates working in the collection, is actually moving some of this material back into our cases, which will be where they'll go permanently for when people need to utilize them for research purposes. So as you can tell by looking at the specimens, once they are completely fully cleaned, they're numbered. The number corresponds back to something within our database that has things such as locality information, the measurement data, and all the other metadata that may correspond to the specimen. So one thing about having a domestic colony is that we do get a lot of things that are pretty interesting coming through. We've cleaned everything from salmon to sparrows, hawks, rodents, squirrels, marmots. We actually had a gorilla, hippopotamuses, or hippopotami, I guess, I'm not sure what the... a couple years ago, this very museum, we actually received a baleen whale. Our colony is really well adapted for cleaning off things such as deer and bears and kind of large mammals, all the way down to very small things such as hummingbirds and small rodents. This is a giraffe. Yep. Hippo.
These are walrus tusks.
Yep.
Has its downfalls. You have the rancid smell of the actual colony, but they do the job that no one else wants to do, so they get it done pretty well.
There's not a whole lot of places to set things down here. Just the white nose.
Alright everybody, thanks so much for watching this episode of Nature Time. My name is Charlie. If you want to check out other Nature Time episodes, click on these links to this direction, and like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.
Sweetie, dinner's ready.